Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Radio Hour podcast. My name is Angel, better known as Tumblr user TV Gremlin, and today we are joined again by a very special guest, Paige, aka Purplebutterflyglasses. Say hi, Paige.
Hi, everybody.
We're so happy to have you back, friend of the show, Purplebutterflyglasses. Let's go.
That's
Today we are
me.
today we are discussing infidelity, a hot topic in the Kingdom fandom and the wider Pit fandom. Kingdom and infidelity is a whole thing. It's the comment you see under every Kingdom edit that someone being like, "But he's married," and it's like, "Do you think I care?
Pretty
Look me in the
much.
eyes. Do you think I care? Because I don't. I'll care about his marriage when he cares about it."
I feel like just in general, casual watchers of the Pit, that's their big,
Yeah, they're big ick with Kingdom.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Have we lost the ancient texts, Meredith and Derek? Like, again,
Yes.
I will start caring about Frank's marriage when Frank cares about his marriage. At the end of season 2, he was out of the house for hours extra on a day that is like a family holiday and did not go home to see his wife and kids.
His kids were asleep when he got there.
Those kids were dead asleep, and Abby was sitting on the couch like, "Hey, asshole, what was that about? Set her free. What the hell?" Okay.
Abby.
My sweet girl. This week I asked for asks, and you guys delivered. You set an all-time record. I don't anticipate ever setting this record again because wow, I think it was like 10 or 12, and normally we average like 4.
Yay!
So we will see. But it's a lot, and you guys have opinions, and I love your opinions. I'm so excited. A lot of the opinions differ with mine, which is that Mel would never cheat, but I have a different opinion on that.
I have a controversial one as well.
Yeah, who's ready to get canceled? Before we start, I do want to briefly touch on R. Scott Gemmell doing that Collider interview and being like, "Well, I love Kingdon. I ship Kingdon." No, I'm kidding. But hello,
Felt like it, didn't it?
It felt like it did. We have friends in high places, Paige, and that is one of them. That plus someone mentioning that in Sean Hassie's Quinn original, there's like a character in the background named Mel who's like 6 months pregnant, and everyone was like scrubbed off the serial numbers except for that one part because we have friends in high places. Mel Preg has
Yes.
transcended the cultural gaps.
Mel Preg Summer.
I felt like such a freak for being a Mel Preg till I die, and then everyone else joined me, and I'm like, it's real. It's real. God's real, man. I'm kidding.
It's all happening. This is like one of the, oh my gosh, we're so back.
Yes, exactly.
Next week will be,
what's funny is that we had Patrick Ball doing that interview being like, well, Langdon's marriage is pretty bad. Why'd he think he had to get a dog to save his marriage, like, a few weeks ago? And then I made that post like, every action has an equal reaction. We will suffer in 10 days. And then we didn't. Instead, this was the next new thing. Which let me just, it's like, I don't even have the quote in front of me. I just know it by heart, which is that Langdon's might be facing some challenges at home because of like the things he's done. And Mel's growing admiration for Langdon. Hello, growing admiration.
Crazy.
I'm just like, I was like walking around work today, just those words like bobbing around in my head. Because like, how could she have any more of a crush on him? Like, how would that be possible?
I am like, I don't even know. If it's like a sugar high, it's like, I could do laps.
Running around my house. Also, the Gemmell quote makes me think an Abby casting announcement is coming.
Ooh, I feel like that would be so juicy because we literally know nothing. So what does she look like?
What does she look like? Heavy on what does she look like?
Yeah, because we never seen their kids either. So
no,
you know,
we didn't even know Penny's name until season 2.
We could very well have a woman of color. We could very well, there's so many possibilities. It's
I think she's a brunette white woman. That's my truth. That's what I think she looks like. In my head, that's my Abby. If she's blonde, I'll riot, because that would be insane.
I really don't want her to be blonde either. I feel like I want her to be drastically different from Mel. And there's many ways that could be, because, Mel is Mel. But it's like, how do they go about it? But, there's sometimes when you're like, oh, her name's probably Abigail.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, when you think of Abigail, I think, upper crust, old money, I'm thinking like auburn hair, dark,
yeah, that's
rich
like
color
those
hair.
original headcanons too, because
Yeah.
I've been here too long. Reading a lot of like the first fanfics that were posted in my
Yeah.
bedroom. She had auburn hair to start. She's British in one of my favorite fanfics, which I kind of loved, and like the reason
I
they got
do
married
love
is
that.
because she got pregnant, and he was like, "Well, you can't move across the Atlantic pregnant with my baby. That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, we will make this work."
Mm,
I also totally agree with the headcanon that like they met in college and they like that's
yes.
Frank's first serious girlfriend. I don't
I
think he
think
had
that
any
too.
other serious girlfriends. And then of course like Mel's meeting him like in her like she's like 27, 28, 29, 30. And
Yeah.
then he's like mid 30s. So she's probably had a couple serious relationships. I love Fix where she's like, "Yeah, I've had like 3 serious boyfriends." And Frank's like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know people don't think of me like that, but I'm a woman, I'm an adult." Um
Yes.
and also him
Not a
just
child.
short circuiting, like, "Really? You had a
Him.
boyfriend? He didn't like worship the ground you walked on?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's
Uh,
like, "That's insane."
well,
Here.
but yeah, but it's like the Taylor Swift song "To All the Girls You Loved Before," except for
Exactly. Exactly.
boys, I guess.
Yeah,
I
or I
guess.
mean, I also feel like in my personal headcanon, I fully believe that Mel and Abby are friends. Like, I think
Hmm.
I read a really good fic called "Dilute Me, Pretty Baby." That is so good. I'm
Ooh,
plugging it on the pod. Go read it. It's great. The author
I
is
will.
aware because I comment under every chapter. Like, I'm obsessed. But in it, she meets Abby, and it's like kind of awkward. But Abby's like, "Well, Frank's in love with this woman and they're gonna get married. Like this is his second wife. Like I've met his like this is like his soulmate. And also I really think that their marriage has been dead in the water for a while. Why did he think he
Yeah.
needed to get a dog? Why did he think he needed to surprise them with salmon? Like Abby
Mm-hmm.
wanting a Birkin, him fundamentally not understanding that caring for 2 toddlers is as
It's a
hard, if
lot.
not a little harder than being a doctor. Caring for 2 toddlers is like going to war every day. That's crazy.
And then add a dog.
Add a
Like, oh,
dog. Also, they are Frank's children, so like add
they're
that in. Add
feral.
in that she has too many Frank Langdons. My nightmare. But
Abby, girl.
free her. But I feel like we're the like leaders of the free Abby movement.
Abby, get out of there. Run, Abby, run.
Run as fast as you possibly can away from that man. On a serious note, sometimes I get a little sad thinking about Abby in my spare time, thinking about this fictional character we've never seen. Because I like imagine she like saw him from across a party like like I
You're
don't know
okay.
15 years ago, and then she was like, "Well, now like I love this man," and now she's in this mess. Also, I love in Fix where she like didn't want to live in Pittsburgh, but he wanted to live in Pittsburgh because that's where he wanted to do his residency.
Yeah.
I also imagine.
Mm, yes. It's
Also,
juicy.
it is juicy. Also, I bet she probably wasn't super excited when he picked a specialty that has long, long hours and does not pay as well as other specialties. But that wasn't her
Yeah,
favorite.
it's like the worst case scenario, really.
Yeah, especially if she's like upper crust. Like,
No.
"Oh, you're gonna
She
marry
was
this
hoping for
doctor."
like dermatology.
Yeah, or like family
Yes.
med, where he can have evenings and weekends to himself.
Oh,
Or like I don't know, cardiology, something
yes.
splashy. I'm married to a neurosurgeon, like something big
Yes.
and flashy and fancy. And instead, she's married to an ER
Yes.
cowboy who like would rather give everything to the pit than be with her. Also, like Tanner was born in 2020 when he was at the start of his residency, so she's done a lot of solo parenting. Like this poor woman has been put through the ringer by this man and now he's
Yes.
madly in love with his coworker. Like, what are we doing?
Yes. It's girl. I don't even when I think about Abby, it's like she's a better person than I am
She's a bit
because
heavy on that. Heavy on that.
if I was in that spot, we wouldn't be this far. There wouldn't be Penny probably. It
No,
would have
no,
been
Penny's a save the marriage baby. Also, they were born really close
yes.
together, so she was like, "Your wife has 2 kids under 4." That's not. They're what 5 and 3.
Mm,
They're 2 years apart. That's like kind
yes.
of. They
So she
could be.
was very pregnant with Penny while he was toddlering. So,
Yeah, in
ooh.
like 2022. So it's still kind of COVID-y. Let's see, Frank's an R4 in 2024, so he's an R2, so he's still doing more grunt work. He's probably
Mm,
he's Santos, so it's that hard year where they're also doing like stuff in the ICU and he's like
oof.
staying late to chart and stuff, and she's like heavily pregnant with a toddler. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? A lot of people describe, like, if you ever go on, like, if you're on, like, doctor internet, people will describe, like, residency as a thing you get through in your marriage, and you have to support your partner through it, and it is
Mhm.
not like a we get to focus on ourselves time. It's
Yeah.
a like, we need to put our heads down and finish this, and then once you're attending, things get better. So the idea of doing that during COVID with 2 small children, and then Frank gets addicted to benzos in the middle of it, what?
Ugh,
She
girl.
also, like, I can imagine her being like, there was light at the end of the tunnel. He was an R4. He was going to get that teaching fellowship. He
Yeah.
was going to, like, be done with the grunt work of it all and, you know, probably stay at PTMC. Like, the kids can stay in their schools. Abby can keep the friends she's made. If they had to move, like, she can have all this stuff. And then he goes to rehab and has to start his year over.
I think with the whole Pit Fest and him initially getting kicked out by Robbie, and then we see him come back, that man never left that parking lot.
No,
And
of course not.
he definitely probably didn't tell Abby anything. Honestly, he
No,
was
of course not.
panicking in the parking lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't tell her until the next morning. Honestly,
No, oh, I wouldn't be shocked if she came home and was sitting up and was like, "Are you okay?"
yeah.
Because he goes, "Go home, Frank," and then, like, what, like 2 hours later, Pit Fest happens? Yeah, he's out in the parking lot. He, like, chain smoked a cigarette or something. Like, he wasn't in a
No, he
mental
didn't leave.
headspace. No, of course not. I also think that, like, I mean, some of my angstier fics, he, like, gets high in between and, like, sits in the car and is like, "This is my last time before my life falls apart," and is, like, sitting in the, like dissolution of his life. There's also a really great fic where he has sex with Mel there. Thank God.
Hello.
But,
Hello.
hello. Love you, anonymous AO3 users doing God's work. But like, I don't know. I always, like, picture him sitting in that car listening to, like, according to Patrick, Frank really likes Sufjan Stevens, which is the saddest fact possible. But, like, I don't know. He's, like, listening to sad music. He's sitting in the car and he's like, "Well, I failed my family. I failed my life." It's
Mhm.
probably, like, the lowest moment of his life, was sitting in
Easily.
that car. And then he comes back in and he saves all those people's lives. And you also see, one of my favorite things about the end of season 1 is that Frank is in complete denial. He is not at all, like, willing to discuss. Like, he's like, "Nope, I am not a drug addict. I am not. None of these things are happening. I'm saving people's lives. Trust." When he says "trust me" to Robbie,
Yeah. Okay.
it's also completely insane that Robbie lets him stay. But also, I get why he did. Like, it makes sense to me because, at least to him, he had hurt patients inadvertently by diverting their medication, but he had never, like, made a major mistake
Yes, that we know of.
that we know of. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, ooh, I feel
It's
like
so
a lot of
dicey.
people, I know, ooh, some people, that's a big major thing. Like, obviously, diverting is not good. Do not
No.
support that.
No.
No,
God.
no, 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 no. Don't like that. But at the same time, he's not doing that just for kicks and giggles. It's like, he's an addict that makes you do stuff that you're not, usually, that's not your personality.
No, of
So
course
it's
not. Yeah,
like,
he's in like the deep, deep throes of addiction. It's also kind of
yes,
wild how he continues even in. I love this in season 2. It, to me, is, like, so real. Also, finding out that he relapsed at the end and he's like,
yes,
"I'm over."
I'm glad they did that. I mean, I'm not glad that he relapsed, but I'm glad that they, it wasn't like, oh, he went and he did it, yay. And there was no struggle. It was,
No, he had to
oh,
earn it, which I
yes,
love. You have to earn that shit. I don't know, it's amazing. But, like, he relapsed and then he left her alone again. And I also, there's that whole, I was alone with my thoughts for 10 months and
that's a
Abby
big
threatened to
thing.
divorce me, and Abby stayed because she's a good woman and she could have taken the kids. Most women would have taken the kids. And I get the feeling, especially in season 2, he's in that marriage, so he has access to his children. There's no love lost. Like, they are married for the kids, which I have my own opinions on, and that opinion is get divorced. Also, Patrick Ball has said in interviews that Frank's position in the marriage is being a provider, which is interesting because he's on a resident salary, which is not that much,
Yeah,
especially for raising 2 small children. So it makes me wonder if he is, like, is Abby a stay-at-home mom? Because she is a stay-at-home mom. They say that. So, like, she's home all day with those kids. So during those 10 months, there was minimal to no income. I wonder if she got a job. And also, Frank, like, is home all the time with her. And the fact that he's describing that
right.
as being alone is so fascinating.
The whole thing, it's just, you don't want to be too nitpicky, but like just certain words that they used. And like when I think about talking about like a loving relationship, that you're super supportive, that I'm so thankful Abby stayed. She's my rock. I couldn't have
Mm-hmm.
done without
Mm-hmm.
her.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that would have been, okay, that's a man that really appreciates his wife. There's never any of that.
There's
It's
none of it. There's zero zilch. Like, he
very
is
none.
none.
It's
He is like, he is describing his marriage. Even when Dana's like, you might want to run that by the missus first, and he puts his hand up on his face, and the ring is slipping and sliding around. She's not a thought in his mind. He's not thinking about her. Which, after, like, they definitely did marriage counseling. Like, when you're in rehab, like, people,
mm,
like, they did stuff.
hmm
Her and him have hashed shit out, and they are still in this weird spot. He doesn't want to go home to her.
no.
He has no interest in calling her to discuss like paying for Louis' funeral. Instead, he's like, I'll just put together a GoFundMe. I'll just figure out how to
Yeah.
do it because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to her about this. Meanwhile, he remembered his inside joke with Mel for 10 whole months. So I was thinking about this today, how both of them seem to have clung so heavily to the memory of the other in a way that like is
Mm-hmm.
incredibly romantic and very soulmate and registering a fate, but also, if you think about it, deeply depressing. Because he should be
It
thinking about his
is.
wife and his kids. What are the happy memories that are going to get you through that dark point? I don't know, like the day he married Abby, the day his kids were born, like all of
Yes.
these like beautiful happy family memories he should in a perfect world have. But instead, at least the way that they show it on the show, and I read
Mhm.
it was the memory of the R2 he met one day 10 months ago and only really knew for like 6 hours. And then we find out that Mel has almost been like living off these fantasies of Frank and
Yes.
talking about him. Mel talks about you a lot. I can see why you like him. And even like rewatching season one, I'm like, I wonder what moment Mel clung on to the most. It was probably the break room, but there's also all these like little moments of like
There's
them
a
touching and being close.
ton.
There's so much stuff to hold on to. And even like, I
Yeah.
just relate
There was
so much.
definitely something early.
Yeah. Or like even
Let me I'll segue here because that has a lot to
yes.
do with my controversial
Yes, segue like a mall cop. Tell me all about it.
let me segue into my controversial opinion. I think in terms of infidelity, there's already emotional infidelity
Yeah,
happening.
of course. Of course. Yeah.
That's, and that is the first step. And it's to me, when I think about if I had a spouse and you're married and there's a struggle, and then you find out he's good friends with a very cute girl he's known for hardly no time at all, and he remembers everything that they talked about and knows about her sister. And, you went to the VA. How
Mm-hmm.
was that?
Yep. Yep.
Captain Scurvy. And then,
Yep.
oh yeah, oh you agree to teach her about the cervical thing.
Is
So
it
it's like,
hey fellas, is it platonic if you agree to tenderly touch your your like coworker's neck on your day off?
yeah, no matter how you teach that, it's so freaking buzzy because either what she lays there and then he shows her like that, or
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
lays there and tells her how to do it,
Even the
or
bits where he shows it on the dummy, it's still so wild
yes,
because they like have to get like close. Like he's putting his hands on her hands to be like, no, it's like this.
just the whole no matter how you slice that, uh it's not good. And especially because he actively sought her out when he should have been going home to his wife and children.
Yeah. Where's Robbie? Sir, you know where Robbie is. Also, it's crazy that there's that scene where he's like, oh, I wanted to talk to Robbie. And then, like, 5 minutes later, he actually sees Robbie, and Robbie's like, hey, do you have a minute to talk? And he's like, no, I have to.
Right. He didn't want to see Robbie. Whatever. He was looking for
No.
Mel.
I agree with everything you're saying. Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's like Jim and Pam. They're cheating on their spouses with one another because they have such a deep emotional connection that it is deeply dishonest to
Yes.
say like that there's nothing going on. And it's I even think that like I would be so upset if I found out that my partner who I was although like maybe not emotionally supporting
hmm
physically, mentally raising his children was
hmm
thinking about another woman for
Yeah.
10 months?
Oof.
What? I would lose my whole mind. That's insane. Or
Mhm.
she doesn't even have to see the footage. Like, we don't have to play the tapes for
Yeah.
her. If you just verbatim tell her what happened, you'd be like, oh, that's
That's
crazy.
she would have been if it was me, like after I heard like, oh, she grabbed his bicep, I would have been like, oh, I'm
Oh,
coming down.
they're cheating. Like, that's not, mind you, I watched the gif of the bicep grasp today on my lunch break, and she doesn't touch his scrub top at all. That's fully skin on skin contact. Like, she's like
Total
grabbing him,
skin.
and the meme that him crossing his arms so she can't see his wedding ring and maybe he'll grab his arm again is so important to me. But like, why does he do that? He's always hiding his wedding ring when he's around her. with the shaking hands, it's not the ring hand. And the only explicit time we see it is when he's dragging his hand around to make her follow it. And it's the one time Mel, like, looks grumpy around.
Yes.
Which is so important to me. I mean, that kind of ties into my opinion, which is I completely agree that there's already some emotional infidelity going on, and I anticipate in season 3 there'll be even more. Now, that depends on if he's already divorced, because famously ring date. In the show, they explicitly say he's still married, and he's like, well, Abby stayed, but that could mean a lot of different things. Abby threatened to divorce me, so they're not divorced, but he's not wearing his ring in the opening shot. He did not wear it when he came in.
No.
Maybe they're testing things out. Maybe there's some trial separation happening. Maybe he's not ready to fully unspool what's going on. Divorce can be a long, awful process, and he's seems to be at the beginning of it, and I would not be surprised if by season 2 he is Frank Langdon, the most divorced man in America. But him manifesting prayer circle for Frank Langdon, most divorced man in America.
Please.
Singing Hallelujah, Frank's divorced.
Yes.
But
pretty much.
him, my feeling about it, and I've said this before, and hate me if you want, is that I think narratively it's really juicy if they cheat. Do I think they're going to cheat? No. I also, even in fanfic, like, when reading it, I'm still, like, grappling with, like, it's really fucked up what they're doing. It's not okay what they're doing. And unless you're reading something that's, like, very, very surface level, the author also has to grapple with that, because he has small children, and it's not okay to cheat on Abby. The only times it feels, like, moral is when she's also cheating on him. But even then, like, yikes. And a lot of the asks we got include, like, I don't think Mel would homewreck. I just don't think she would. And I agree that canon Mel wouldn't homewreck. Mel, as written now, would not homewreck currently in the show. If you asked her in season 2, she would not homewreck. Now, I don't think it's a far leap of logic to think that canon Mel could homewreck in the future, because canon Mel, I've said this before, I'll say it again, Mel has never had anything for herself. Mel has, I mean, I guess, like, other than med school, but can that really be for yourself? It's med school. Mel,
especially because she's doing it to to support herself and Becca. So really, it comes back around.
It does, yeah.
Really.
She's doing the good. I mean, she loves her career, obviously, but she's also doing the thing that's expected of her. Mel is an orphan. Mel is the solo caregiver to her adult sister, who has high support needs, and is currently, like, and was lying to her for 6 months, which is so painful. Mel can't tell you what she likes to do on her days off. Mel is, like, completely divorced from reality, not reality, but divorced from herself, and seems to, in, like, my opinion, kind of betrayed herself to be this perfect girl for Becca, and that's why the betrayal hits so hard, as she has given up everything in her life for Becca, including, like, even, I saw someone bring this up, like, she's paying for the center where Becca's having all this great sex. A lot of season two actually is her being like, I don't have any money. I can't get sued. I need this job. She has all this, her and Frank have a lot of student loans and aren't making very much. Residents don't make very good money, contrary to popular belief. And she is, like, so she doesn't have anything. And the one thing that is hers, and at work, she's ignored and kind of bullied and teased, and people walk away from her when she's talking. It sucks. But she has this man who she met one day 10 months ago and stayed with her when things got hard, which, to quote Taylor Dearden, no one's ever done before. And now he's back. And he's here, and he's very clearly in a crumbling marriage, and she wants him, and I think that it would be so interesting, narratively, not, like, moral or good, but interesting, and a little hot. Mel said, fuck it, I'm gonna get what I deserve, I'm gonna take what I want for once in my fucking life, and I'm going to sleep with this man who I love, and I'm gonna have him. And I think that for her, having Frank and being selfish would honestly be, like, really good for her personal growth. I need to, like, find the name of it. There's a fanfic I read that is from Abby's perspective, and she is like, I need to make, like, a rec list of all the things I mentioned in this episode. Please. But hold my infidelity fic recs, TV Gremlins 2 infidelity fic recs. But in it, Abby meets her and is like, she's not a threat to me. She's wearing, like, embroidered jeans and an ill-fitting t-shirt, and she's not wearing makeup, and I'm Abby, I'm beautiful, and I'm smart, and I've had this man's children, I've stood by him, I've done everything right. And she's like, and, you know, Mel isn't a threat to me. And then she very quickly discovers that they're having an affair. And she goes to confront her, and she wraps up the underwear she found in the guest bedroom in, like, a bag, and is like, I got this gift for you to thank you for being so kind to Frank while he's been coming back, so it's been hard for him. And she opens it up, and instead of being humiliated, Mel's like, thank you. Abby's like, what? And she's like, oh, And the crux of the conversation is her being like, I didn't sleep with your husband to hurt you. I slept with your husband because I've never had anything that's my own. And I love him so much. And you're not in a good marriage. And I know this. And I did this purely for me. It wasn't about you at all. And almost her being like, it's honestly not even that much about Frank. I just need to do this for me.
Right.
And the fic ends with her being like, listen, girl, gotta respect that. Game, respect game. And they get divorced, and like Frank moves in with Mel, and it's like they kind of wrap it up in a bow, but it's still kind of great. I love the idea of her being like, no, fuck it. I want this man. I also think that Frank is so obsessed with being good and being perfect and being special, not and like being Robbie's special boy. So the idea of him being like, no, I love Mel so much that I'm willing to betray the one thing, like he, in my opinion, his drug addiction comes from the crux of him wanting to be perfect and being able to perform, and he can't do that while he's in chronic pain. So, and he's not going to go, it's embarrassing to go to the doctor, it's going to show his weakness to say, like, I need help from someone getting off of them and tapering himself, and say he's going to treat himself, because he can do it, because he's this big, strong man, he's good, he's got it, he's ER Ken. So the idea that after he's had this redemption, for him to be like, no, I love this woman so much, I'm willing to throw it all away for her. Maybe that's like my youth or my idiocy, but I think that's really romantic, and I like it, and I like it in my fiction.
No.
Like, sorry, that's my truth.
Yes.
I've also been known
The
to
all-consuming love of it.
The all-consuming love of it, the soulmates of it all, the red string of fate, like they're tied together. I've also been known to post things like Frank's just like at work, like finger with the ring on, because like sir, oh my god, there's some like more out there writing too, where it's like, oh, they hook up, and then he's like, I'll give you anything you want in this world, and she goes, divorce your wife, and he makes the call while they're still in bed. Ugh, it's the best tea. It's tea.
I eat that up.
I
I'm
eat
like,
that up
ooh,
every time. I'm like, yep,
ooh.
he's willing to walk on eggshells. He's willing to walk across broken glass for her. And he can't say the same about Abby, which is why I want to see Abby in season 3, because it would be fucking crazy to see the contrast.
Yes. I would like, ideally, in a season 3 where we see Abby, I would like him not to know Abby's coming. And she sees them doing, their usual thing. Nothing,
They're not
necessarily.
even touching. They're
Yeah,
not
nothing.
even staying that close to each other, but you can
Just
tell.
their usual thing, like leaning maybe a little too close, or laughing, ha ha ha,
He's
or
grinning
hanging
at
out.
her. He's just grinning at
Yes,
her with a 1,000-watt smile. He's looking at her like she hung the moon.
yes, something like that, or like they're in the break room,
Yeah.
and then she walks by, and she's like, "Oh, who's this?"
Full
You
Robbie
know?
with Abbott and Samira core. Like, that is what I want.
Yes, yes, the exact same look. Like what?
Hello?
What?
What's going on here? I read a fic recently where his mom came to the ER and she was like, you're in love with this woman. And he's like, yeah, I am. This is my truth. I'm sorry. Oh, before we like move on to asks, because we're still doing headcanons, I did message you and say I want to talk about Abby. I'm obsessed. This is my like most selfish headcanon, is that Frank's parents did not like Abby very much. They tolerated her, but they were like, you're not that good of a match. And then they fucking love Mel. They don't play about Mel. And like
Yes.
when like Mel eventually has their kids, like his mom comes up and they get along great, and everyone's like, wait, you get along with your mother-in-law? And she's like, yeah, she's like the mom I haven't had since mine died of cancer or whatever. And
What?
Abby's like,
What?
that was not my experience at all. She kind of made my life a living hell because we didn't get along and I wasn't good enough for her boy.
Oh,
Or like
Abby.
or like Abby's, or like Frank's mom, like I love those, but also like more like Frank's mom was like, I like you, I just don't think they're that well matched. And they got along, but it was cordial. It wasn't like Mel and Frank's
Yeah.
mom are like messaging and playing Words with Friends and stuff, and like that's her
Yeah.
bestie. Actually, they don't play, and like they come up and she's like, no, I want to hang out with her. And he's like, that's my mom. And he's like, no, that's my bestie. Like, I'm sorry, like, we're
Like, that's
hanging,
my
we're
mom.
kikiing, actually. Like, as like the first time they visit, she's just like, oh, this is Frank's wife, this is Frank's soulmate. And she like pulls her in, she's like, you want to see the baby photos? Let's do this.
Oh my gosh. That would be
Just
so
the
cute.
concept of Mel seeing his baby photos, I know that woman would go so feral over them.
Oh my god. She would die.
She's
I
exploding.
would die too.
I would die too. Oh my god. Oh my god. I also feel like Frank like going over to her apartment for the first time, and she has like a framed photo of like her and Becca on one of the shelves, and it's them as like 6-year-olds, like with like big ass glasses, like missing front teeth, and he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna explode from the cuteness. My god, Mel, I love you so much. Yes. I would also really die for Mel to see him interacting with his kids and see him being a good dad. And then we can get the growing admiration Taylor Dearden across the room like, my God, this man, I love this man, I can't do this. I also love the idea of
Oh,
Mel's internal monologue of maybe if they cheat, her dealing with that and being like,
yeah.
well, I've done everything right my whole life, but I'm doing this really
Hmm.
bad thing. Who am I anymore? And maybe because she's doing this thing, she's like, well, maybe I can say I don't want to watch Elf, or I can express myself more at work,
Yes.
or I can stand up to Santos, or I can tell, I can be like, hey, don't walk away when I'm talking. Like,
Yes. She needs the confidence boost.
she
And
does.
I feel like, and this sounds awful. Don't quote me on this, people. But the homewreckerness of it. Like I could steal this poor woman's husband right out from under her and she wouldn't even know. He's
Yeah. Like,
just he's so into me. That's because
I
I'm hot shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, again, I mainly like this in fanfic. I really,
Yeah.
if there's no opportunity to explore their inner monologues or them outside of work or Frank being like this, I'm addicted to Mel King or like, this is
Mhm.
bad. I feel kind of similar to Infidelity, the same way I feel about them getting together his first year out of rehab. It's a bad idea and they shouldn't do it, but there's
Yeah.
something about it that feels really good to read in your
Mhm.
fiction, but like
Yeah.
in real life, never. No,
No.
if Mel King was my friend,
Yeah.
I would be like, I support you, but like you can't wreck this man. Like you can't do this. Like it doesn't matter if you love each other, you have to do it the right way. But if
Hmm.
I'm reading a fan fiction in the privacy of my own home, like that's different. That's a whole different thing. And I think it comes back to
Yes.
like, and that's also a big discourse that I think happens in the wider Pit fandom where it's like, no, I want to see, like, I saw this amazing post from someone who was like, why I don't like Huckle Robbie. And everyone was like, oh, you're 14. And it was because their opinions were like, I don't like Huckle Robbie because of this and this and this and this. And it's like, well, in real life, I'm not that big of a fan of age gaps. But in fiction, sure. It's interesting to explore. Like, I I read this amazing Emma X Park the Shark fic recently, and it was so good and so fascinating to read and like kind of relatable. It was amazing. But in real life, if Emma was my friend, I'd be like, no, don't go for the scary surgeon. Go for a guy who likes you and cares about
Yes.
you. What are you doing? This is insane. But it's fiction, and we get to escape to it. We get to escape. We get to
Mhm.
escape to the fantasy of a man who loves you so much he's willing to blow up his entire life for you, even if in real life
Right.
that's kind of a red flag.
Yeah, it definitely is. And when you look at him on paper, oh, Frank Langdon, you are something. You know,
A
oh,
fixer upper, if you will.
yes, there's some issues. But at the same time, what we see on screen versus how he's written on paper are very different. You could see how he treats Mel differently than everybody else. You can see the compassion that he puts towards his patients. You can
Mhm.
see all that. You don't see, oh, this is an ex addict who was stealing drugs from the hospital that may or may not, wrecked his marriage. He has two small children.
Yeah, or
He's a
may have wrecked his
mess.
marriage honestly before he was addicted to drugs, from the
Yes.
way it feels, or like from before the addiction was revealed. We also don't even know how long he was addicted to, which is really interesting to me. I think it's like a
Let
year. They
me
say it in the
ask
show.
you, do you think when do you think that Abby threatened to divorce him? Do you think it was before he actually went to rehab, like, oh, you've got to get clean, or, I'm going to take the kids and go? Or do you feel like it was like after the relapse?
I honestly do not know.
I
I
feel like it could go either way.
I feel like it go either way. I honestly think that okay, in my head, this is how it happened when she got home. In my head, she gets home and she is sitting up with a glass of. This is how I imagine it. She's sitting up
Hmm.
with a glass of wine and she's holding a baggie of pills and she goes, "This is enough to kill both the children. You have to go to rehab."
Yeah.
Because he probably had stuff stashed around the house.
Hmm.
Um, they're the like I again, this is like very much like up to everyone's own discrepancy because it's not talked about in the show. But in my head, like there was stuff under kitchen, like there was stuff under cabinets, and like he got kind of reckless.
Hmm.
And she's like, "This, we can't do this." And I
No.
imagine a divorce there, but I also don't think she would stay if that happened. So
No.
I definitely think that it was probably my guess.
Mm.
It was the relapse. My guess it was the relapse. It was her
I,
being like, I
I,
don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't think I can like keep being your
hmm.
wife if you're gonna do this to me. Also, again, like tying back to like your idea of her being more upper crust, like how fucking embarrassing is it for your husband to go to rehab twice?
Yeah. And, there you are. Essentially, I'm not going to say trad wife, as a stay at home mom, that's what you're doing.
It's
And I
pretty trad to
imagine,
be married to a doctor and a stay-at-home mom. Let's be real.
right, yeah, pretty much. And let's say that while he was in rehab, maybe she took up a remote job,
Mhm.
or maybe her parents moved in with them or
Oh
something like
God, can
that.
you imagine? Oh my God.
There's bound to be some animosity, whether she thinks so or not.
Well,
There's
well, the
going to be resentment, and
Yeah. I mean, the deal of their marriage is that he takes care of her, right? If she's a stay-at-home
yeah,
mom,
and
that's the
then
deal. That's the trade-off of being a stay-at-home mom is you kind of give up your part of yourself to take care of these children and there's no easy
hmm
way to be a parent and there's really no easy way to be a mom. But I always view her as highly educated. I think they met in college. I think she like maybe had like a job in finance or PR or something where she like wears heels to work
hmm
that click and clack on the ground. And she wears a suit. She's a businesswoman and she gives that up to raise the kids. And I can imagine her being like, I have given up my life for you. I spend all day with the kids. I don't have like when you're a stay-at-home mom, you don't have that social life. She does not have the ability to just, as far as we know, his parents don't live nearby, and we don't know anything about her parents. But like, I don't think she's the ability to like drop the kids off for the day and just like go do what
no,
she wants. Like,
or
I
afford daycare.
yeah, there's oh God, there's no way in hell they can afford daycare. You can barely afford day. A lot of, at least in modern America, he is not making very good money. My
Mhm.
guess is one of the reasons she's a stay-at-home mom is because they couldn't afford daycare. Her entire salary go to daycare, or his entire
Right.
salary go to daycare. And if they have like they like are like they're probably living like kind of meager right now. Like there's been a lot of trade-off of like, okay, well when you become an attending, we will move
Do
up
this and
in
that.
the echelon.
Yeah.
Even on
hmm
his first day back, he's staying late to explicitly hang out with Mel and like he's not even charting. He's just wandering around. Like he's not doing
Yeah.
shit. He
I
didn't
don't
even
think
take
I've
this.
seen him do a single chart. I don't think I've seen it
No,
once.
no,
No,
he
no,
did.
I lied. He did it once with McKay when he was talking to McKay. The rest of
Yeah,
it, none.
no, and he's also not. He's like just hanging out with Becca. Like he's comforting Mel in the ambulance bay. He's hurting his back again. He's also like not. Oh my God, what am I trying to say? He's late to do his drug test. Like
Yeah.
it's not. He can't even use that as an excuse. By 8 p.m. tonight. Like okay, so hypothetically he could have done it right when he got up at 7, and then he could have just gotten in the car and gone home. And Donnie's like, I have a newborn. I need to leave. And Robbie's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. See you later.
See ya. I also really love that conversation. I'm thinking again of that great. We haven't talked about this at all. I haven't talked about this scene at all in the pod, which is kind of wild. That incredible scene of him and Donnie with the dad with the kids with the beads up his nose, and he
Yes.
reads that beautiful poem. I went to Catholic school, so I was like, John O'Donohue, I know you down. But he reads that poem and he recites that thing about fatherhood, and then the dad with the kids and beads in his nose is like, oh, like support your
hmm
woman. And Frank doesn't say anything about it. He doesn't acknowledge
Yes.
it. He just kind of sits there. He's also missing his dad bracelet. Like he's not present in that relationship at all. And like we see, even Dana is low-key more present in her marriage to her off-screen husband, Benji,
Yeah.
where she's like,
Oh,
oh, I'm
Benji.
working. She's like, oh, you could have the day off. He's like, Benji's mom's here. I don't want to be around her. But it's like, oh, or like Dana being like, I still worry about my kids. I don't know. Also, the fact that when he called to talk to Tanner, she was like, no, in season 1, and the way he
Yeah.
kind of fights her, that's crazy.
It is. It's the whole tone of it. It's off-putting, I think, because it's like,
It
well,
makes your skin crawl. You're like, I don't like
it's
this. Ew.
I don't like why not? I mean, I understand like if it was like nap time, but I think that was later in the day. It was like 3 o'clock,
Yeah, no, it's also like, I mean, also Tanner's like 4. Just let me
Right.
talk to him, and then she immediately like, and then he's like, yeah, you want to hear my song? Like he's awake. It's not.
He's there.
He's there. He's present. Like it's not like he wants to talk to an infant. A really good fic I read where she's like he's like I want it. We put the phone by his ear like while he's like quarantined during residency, and she's like no, he's asleep, and he's like let me talk to my fucking son. What are you doing? Like he's not present in their lives. If Tanner's 4 and he's picking up the phone and just can
Yes.
talk to the kid, like that's prime daycare age. And if he's 5 now, he's in kindergarten. But
Yeah.
like I guess if like the ages had shifted, then it's that summer, so he's 5 and Penny's 3, so he's spending all day with them. And they're not in daycare, they don't
Yeah.
have a nanny, there's no preschool. So he's, spending all of this time with his children, and he
Hmm.
still seems kind of disconnected from it. I don't know, it's interesting. It's also like I wonder how much of his life during those 10 months he's like, fuck, I've not been a present father.
Yeah. There's like regret, and like you can tell it kind of weighs heavy on him, at least when it comes to the children.
Yeah.
It seems like he is more concerned about his children over his spouse, which, you want to put your children pretty high up on your priority list.
Yeah,
But,
also when they're that little, the relationship with your spouse
right,
kind of
it should
defines
be
how you
hyped.
parent. Like it's not
Yes,
it's not an
yes.
it's not an insignificant connection.
Right. Especially
Yeah,
because, that essentially they just have each other that we know
yeah,
of. That we know of.
yeah,
They should be a team that's, we got to take this on. We could do this together, support each other, uplift each other. But, it feels like pretty much they've left each other out to dry. And they're like, well,
yeah.
you've got to figure it out.
He is a terrible husband to Abby, and
Yes.
Abby seems like a not so great wife to him. And my guess is that he's earned that behavior from being a
Yes.
not so
I
great
was going to
husband.
say
Like it's not. I
cause and
don't
effect. I
like
feel like
yeah,
there's,
cause and a fucking fact. If you spend all your time with this beautiful R3, she will develop a crush on you. This is what will happen. I don't know. I'm just thinking about like when you have toddlers, it's a team sport. Like it's not the enemy is not each other, the enemy is the children. Like they are not
yes,
like it's also kind of crazy because for most of his residency, like 4-year-olds, I babysit a lot. I spend a lot of time with small children. They're like
they're crazy.
they're crazy. Also, like they're not really people yet. They're people, but they're not able to like communicate super great
No.
or like hold a like Tanner is just now becoming like a kid
Yeah.
you can hang with and like go and do stuff with. And but
Hmm.
like for like a lot of that time, it was diapers and midnight feedings and like tantrums and really
Yes.
rudimentary language and like not he and also from what you said like his children are insane. Like he has crazy children, they
Yeah.
have his genes. And he's like, well, they don't believe in bedtime and like all that. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great, but also
Mm.
I don't know, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old is hard. That's hard. That's all day because they are now like they have opinions. They are
Yes.
like awake and alert and up. It's not like an 8-month-old where like they don't talk. They can just
Yeah.
like
It's not
sleep
like,
in a
oh, that newborn stage where you get to snuggle a baby and they smell good.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
And I
oh,
mean, like the thing with the newborns, you're not sleeping, but like that's kind of like they're
yeah.
not like a 3-year-old is like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to do that. I no, I don't want to do this at all. And a 5-year-old is like even more that where it's like I have opinions. The kids are probably fighting with each other. The kids probably don't want to
Yep.
share. Like their
Yep.
house is loud. They have seen every episode of Bluey. Like it
Yeah.
is not
Multiple times.
they've also seen Bluey's great, but they've seen all the Bluey knockoffs that are bad. And
Yeah.
I just think that like I also think like Abby, when you have small children, you just lose yourself. Like I imagine that she kind of felt like she was on autopilot, just like let me
Yeah.
get through this, let me get through residency, let me get through residency. Like he will be an attending, he will have better hours. We can
Hmm.
move, like we can get a bigger house. I can hire a nanny. Like, the kids will be in school. Like I'll have my
Yeah.
life back. And it's just like get through these years and then he went to rehab and she realized, oh, I'm not the priority. Oh,
Yeah.
like I'm not what he
Hmm.
needed from me. And that makes me think like honestly, Abby should cheat on him. Abby should be like, "No, you don't give a shit about our marriage. You don't care about my life. You haven't
Hmm.
been there for me." And like I think addiction is morally neutral and like it happens for a
Yeah.
lot of reasons. And the reason Frank got addicted to benzos is very valid and makes a lot of sense. But I
Yeah.
can imagine the betrayal of her being lied to about it for so long would fucking kill her. And being
Yeah.
like, how often were you high around me? How often were you high around our small children? Like, I don't want you in my house. It's crazy that they're still married. It's such an insane betrayal of trust. And they already had a rocky marriage. So when R. Scott Gamble comes out here and is like, he's going to face some challenges for that, it's like, well, either he's going to have an even rockier marriage, how? Or a divorce.
How?
I want them to. Can Abby come to the ER and then they fight in front of Mel and then Frank's like, I'm so sorry you
Please.
had to see that.
I swear I was about to say we see him out fighting with her in the ambulance bay and Mel's like, oh my God, that's our spot. Uh,
she's like, that's where he tenderly touches my back. That's where, and then
please
she finds him in the break room, and he's just like, "Can I play with your braid?" Hashtag Braidgate. Never
call
forget
me.
Braidgate. Never forget her with the fucked up braid, just like grinning at him across the patient with the like the world where Frank never mentions
Oh my
Mel,
God, it would be juicy.
or even like them post divorce. Like, who's that? Daddy's
Like,
friend
yeah,
Mel, and
like
he's like, I'm
literally
not
everyone
dating her.
else. Yes.
Arlen Fix where he's like, we're not dating, that's just my best friend. And Abby's like, I will speak at your wedding and be like, fuck you, I told you so. Like Francis Langdon, I also think that like they gotta cut that shit off. Like you gotta cut loose. Like sometimes rarely, but sometimes, and it's fiction and it's my fiction, so I will pretend like this is how it's going to work. You are better co-parents than you are married. And if they can release that pressure of needing to be that perfect couple and needing to stay married, and Abby can just like crash out a little, maybe listen to West End Girl by Lily Allen and fuck around and find out, and get drunk with her girlfriends, and leave the kids with Frank for a week and be like, what do I even like anymore? Go on a couple dates with very hot men, because I imagine she's a bombshell. And and Frank can just crash out over how much he loves Mel King and can't handle it. I can imagine like they get divorced and Abby's just like living her best life, and it's like, I'm me again. I'm a woman. I have childcare. I had a job I love. I have a cute
thriving.
She keeps the house. She's thriving. She's eating it up. And then Frank is in the torment nexus because he's in love with Mel. Doesn't know what to do about it. Like, and she like comes over to his apartment and she's just like, "Sir, why are you sleeping on?" She's like, I also love the idea of his apartment being like super bare and depressing, except the kids' rooms are like beautiful. And he's like, we're gonna decorate them together, and like they have like nice beds, and like they have like stars on the ceiling and posters and toys, and like they love like that he makes it just as nice as their regular home, but then his room is like an air mattress on the floor.
I know. I was gonna say it's just like a sleeping bag, and it's not
Mel
even
comes over and is just like, my God, you're back, or you're gonna die. And he's like, well, I don't have any money. I took my kids to Disney World or whatever. God, Frank would so be like the I'm gonna take you to Disney World to fix the problem, Dad.
Oh my God, thick idea.
Thick idea. Oh my God, taking Mel and Becca, and Mel is just like living her very best life. They meet Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and Penny's like, it's you guys. Oh my God, I had kittens so heavy that Penny calls her Rapunzel, and like Abby's like,
love that.
who's this blonde woman? And she's like, Rapunzel, Dr. Rapunzel from Daddy's Friend. And she's like, oh, okay, elaborate.
How do you know her?
She's like, I'm 4. Bye-bye. Like, I would like to play dolls now. I mean, I don't know. I have like a lot of headcanons of how the kids act. I mean, I wrote that whole fic where it was like, I like to imagine that they play doctor, but they don't call it playing doctor. They call it playing daddy. And when Mel and Frank have kids, they alternate between calling it playing mommy and playing daddy. Especially, and like eventually, like, they get like new stethoscopes and stuff. They like give the kids the old ones. They're like playing with like Littmans that are like really expensive and like fucking around, and like old pen lights and stuff. And they like, if the kids get really into playing doctor, they like bring home like, child appropriate med supplies, and they have like actual gauze to play with and like actual Coolband, and like they're really getting into it. Okay, we should do Ask because we've been recording for an hour. Okay, let me go through. Okay, let me give my little soliloquy before we do our asks. If you want to send an ask to the pod, I'll be announcing what the next topic is. You can submit to my Tumblr, TV Gremlin, and you start your ask with "for the pod," and after that you can say whatever you want. It doesn't have to be related to the episode. I prefer if you like didn't send me like hate, but other than that, you can really do whatever you like. Every ask this week was related to the topic of the episode because it's a juicy topic, but it's our 5th episode special. But but I've had plenty of people just be like, what's your opinion on this? Like, for example, last week, Anon said something that wasn't about the rewatch, but it was a really good question. It was fun to answer. Yeah, and there's a really, really, really high chance you'll wind up on the show. Like, yay! If you send an ask, I want to hear from you. I want to share it. Everyone who sends asks, I love you. I'm kissing you on the lips consensually. Mwah. I'm giving you a hug. I am toying with your braid. I'm pulling out your braid in the braid room.
Braidgate. Braidgate for ask.
Braidgate forever. I like want a t-shirt that says Braidgate. Just like,
hashtag
Braidgate. I'm normal and well-adjusted, and I want a t-shirt that says Braidgate. Okay. This is from Bemusedly Bespectacled. If I say your username wrong, by the way, feel free to crucify me. I'm sorry, everybody. It's been a long day. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. For the pod, I don't think they should cheat per se. I think Langdon's marriage was unhealthy even before his addiction was revealed. See him thinking getting a dog for his 2 toddlers was a good idea. He's such a man. And I also think he separated from Abby by the time season 2 happened because of the whole thing with the ring. Not divorced maybe, but definitely separated. And like, I don't think it counts as cheating for Langdon to be attracted to Mel in the first place. Your mileage will vary with that. Some people might think it is, which I disagree on. I think you're allowed to be attracted to other people. But it depends on what you do with it, and it depends on how you feel about it. You know what I mean?
Yes. You can look, but not touch.
But also, you're having like a crush that's keeping you up at night about someone else. That's probably a sign that your relationship isn't too great.
That's too much.
But like, you can be married and thirst over a celebrity. Like, that's fine. That's completely fine. That's not cheating. You also can't control human attraction.
Yeah. I'll agree with that.
Exactly. Let me get back to the ask. And, like, I don't think it counts as cheating for Langdon to be attracted to Mel in the first place, nor do I think it counts as cheating for them to start a relationship after Langdon is separated from Abby, but not legally divorced. Completely agree with that.
Yeah,
But I
same.
know these are people who would, so in a way, I am for them cheating, but not really. I think they can totally have a relationship without them actually cheating, and then the first cheating is in italics. Also, while I think it'd be nice if Abby was super supportive of Langdon after they divorced, I don't mind fix that premise. Realistically, I think she'd be fucking furious to find out he's capable of thinking and caring about someone else's feelings, not just hers.
Absolutely.
Like if she
Yeah.
were, like if she were to ever find out that Langdon clocks every time Mel is slightly uncomfortable and immediately tries to reassure her while saddling Abby with all his bullshit, not giving a single fuck about how it might affect her, she'd probably be rightfully pissed. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the end of the ask. That's yeah, completely. I can
Yep.
imagine the only world in which I think that she is like, I get it, is if that's how he acted in the early days of their relationship before things went south.
Hmm.
But from the vibe Frank Langdon gives, I mean, I guess that there's that script direction of like he can be good when he wants to, of
Hmm.
this is a choice he's making. Like in the break room scene, like he can choose to be a good person, and he's only choosing to do it for Mel because he loves her.
Right.
Super normal and platonic, guys. But I don't know, I imagine like in the I just think that they're fundamentally incompatible because in the early days of their relationship, I imagine that he was like that for her. But yeah, it would make me feel fucking insane. I also can imagine like if Mel like they have kids, if Mel Langdon have kids, and he's a really good present father for them and way more attentive for her and her motherhood. I bet that would make her feel fucking insane.
Yes. And to kind of touch on what you said about him doing that in the early days, like you said earlier, if Abby's his first real relationship, he probably didn't know what the heck he was doing, especially if he was a
No,
young boy, I
totally.
said, young man in college and, doing whatever, finally getting hot after he's been a nerd.
No,
And
literally.
then
He like
he
grew
just,
into his limbs and like immediately bagged a bombshell and he was like, let's get married.
whoa, yes. He's like, I love you forever. Let's
This is
get
gonna go
married.
great.
Yes,
This is a wonderful idea. Let's get
yes.
married. We're 25. This is a great plan. I like this
I'm
plan.
still in college. Yay.
I am in
Um,
med school. Let's make a lifelong commitment to each other. This is a great idea.
and have a baby immediately. Um,
I guess he's like 35. So they had the baby when he was like 30. Just like a very reasonable age to have a child.
yeah, that's not bad at all. But when you think about it, he's probably done a lot of growing up with Abby.
Yeah.
So she's been in the trenches. And now when you think about, oh, he's done all this work, the therapy, and he's being really there for Mel, doing the right things, being supportive. And then think about Abby was pretty much the stepping stone to get to that point.
I would go insane.
It's yeah, she's ooh, get Abby a gun. Not really. I don't
Better
know.
woman than me. Better woman
Yes.
than me. I mean, listen, we are the ground zero of we need to drink frozen margs and a triple dipper with Abby Langdon at Chili's because I need to like sit
Yes.
with her and be like, girl, what the fuck? Yeah, I can imagine like, I broke her in that whole thing of like, oh, my ex married the woman he dated after me. But I do wonder if in the world where I justify that Abby and Mel could be friends is the world where she's like, I do love Frank and I think we're fundamentally incompatible. And because I got pregnant or we just like moved way too fast, and by the time we realized where we were married and like we were in too deep. There's like a lot of things that like young love can mask and can hide. And the
Hmm.
things like, the things that annoy you when you're dating, you're gonna hate when you're married. Like I don't know, maybe she like wanted to marry this guy who's different than everyone she's ever been with, or she's doing
Yeah.
like there's a lot of reasons for her to stay in that relationship or get into that relationship in the first place. And especially if I agree with the headcanon that she's a little bit more posh and upper crust. The
Yeah.
idea that he's like, I also wonder if like maybe the things that he does for Mel that she loves, Abby hates. Maybe Abby doesn't want to be checked on constantly. I don't want to be. Like,
Yeah.
there are things that Frank does to Mel that I think are so romantic that would drive me up the fucking wall if like the guy I was
Yes.
seeing did them to me. Like I don't need the constant reassurance. I like give me space, leave me alone. I
Mm.
always kind of see Abby as like more independent, and which is
Yeah.
another reason that being a stay-at-home mom is probably really difficult for her. So the idea of her being like, oh, I these things that you're doing for him, that you're doing for her, that she loves and eats up and
Yeah.
adores, I hated. And I can
Yes.
imagine like Mel like loves his snoring and his bedhead and the fact that he like wants to call her a bunch of cheesy nicknames, and Abby was like, that drove me up the fucking wall. I hated it. Or
Yeah.
I bet Abby hates that he like wants to watch Revolutionary War documentaries in the evenings, and like
Yes. I was gonna say, like,
like
he's a History Channel buff, and she's like,
yeah.
if I hear that one more time, I'm
I've
going
been
to
around
throw the
toddlers all
TV.
day. Let me watch my Love Island. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh
Yes.
my god. I'm gonna fight someone. Let me watch
The
my Bridgerton. I'm gonna
Bachelor's
fight
on
someone.
tonight. I
Yeah,
need to see who's gonna get the rose. What the heck?
literally, literally.
What
And
the heck?
I don't begrudge her for that at all. That's fair. That's exactly how she should feel.
No, she definitely should.
And he should be like, no,
And
you spent all day with toddlers. Yeah,
I
but
could
like they
see
seem
her
fundamentally incompatible.
I could see her being like a super like book talk. This is my reviews. Here we go.
I I honestly see that more as Mel.
I could see that too.
I feel like she's watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives with a glass of wine. And
Yes.
this is
I
like
could
very
see
like
that too.
stereotype. I don't begrudge that at all. Low key, that is my future. I see it in his bright.
Yes.
Some of like the greatest content in the world is on reality television. I'm sorry. Like I fight me. It's like
Yes.
Vanderpump Rules is incredible. But him, I can like imagine her. But I also feel like she's like weirdly like very politically minded. And she's like very
Yeah.
smart. And she's reading like her like literary fiction. And meanwhile Mel is at home
Yes.
reading monster smut on her Kindle.
Yes.
And
I was
it's
gonna
like
say, yeah.
Mel the romantic girl down, and Mel
Yes.
is like, I wonder why all my favorite male leads as of late are a little bit boyish with brown hair and blue eyes. I wonder what that could be about.
Hmm.
But
Suspicious.
I'm talking with Allison about like Mel gets a cat, and the cat looks just like Frank, and everyone's like, you have Frank as a
Cute.
cat. And she's like, no, I just got a cat because I've been lonely because Becca's staying at the center more. And everyone's like, yeah, you got Frank as a cat. Looks like Frank. The cat looks just like Frank. You got a black cat with blue eyes. It looks like Frank. Or like a chocolate brown cat with blue eyes. And it's like, you got a Frank cat. That's crazy. And she's like,
Get a
no,
friend
it's
cat.
like super normal. And like I don't know why I just like love this cat so much. Like I saw his photo and knew it had to be mine. And Santos is like, he looks like Frank Langdon. What the fuck are you doing, Mel? Um, Meanwhile, like I don't know, I feel like Abby's like reading like We Were Liars. Speaking of which, congratulations, Alicia, for being in that show. But I
Good
feel like
job.
she's on like lit fic, and she's like very
Oh yeah.
smart. She has a pair of glasses she wears for readers, and she hates them. And Frank really likes them, and she's like, "Why do you like my glasses?" And like he gets really into them after he gets back from rehab. I'm building
Surprise.
cathedrals in my mind. Okay, we have to get back to the ass. We got so
Sorry.
sidetracked. I'm like, okay, this is from Nanon. Shout out Nanon. You can also submit
Hey.
anonymously to the pod.
Oh, fun.
You will know it's you. I won't know it's you, and that's what's beautiful. Also, so real because when I submit to things, what's funny is I'm like, people send your things, but when I submit to things in real life, I'm always like,
Oh,
how anonymous can I make this? Like, I don't
I'm
want
like,
anyone to know it's me, unless it's
oh
internet
yes.
fandom,
Don't look at me.
in which case
Don't
I'm
look at
putting
me.
my full username on things. My stamp of approval. I am saying insane shit on Maine every time today. I like
Yeah,
it's
same.
like in the elevator at work posting like, everything's a Kingdom Cathedral if you're insane because everything's a Kingdom Cathedral if you're insane.
It is.
I'll see like a blue and a purple thing next to each other, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, Kingdom!" I'm like, "You need to go. I need to go home. Like, I need help." Okay. Um. All right, Anon. For the pod, firstly, hi. We appreciate you and giving up your time to make content. It's less giving up my time and more gleefully using my free time. But thank you.
We do
As for
appreciate it though.
thank you very much. I try. As for infidelity, TBH, I cannot see Mel King being someone who'd have an affair with a married man. TBH, I bet she'd be surprised to find out Langdon is in love with her. Often autistic people do not pick up on these things or don't assume, and often it never crosses their mind unless some delivery points it out. Hi, welcome to me and all of my relationships ever. That's me. Hi.
Angel, get on Tumblr right now. There's pictures of Taylor and Patrick together
What the
with
fuck?
Becky
Wait, what?
Shaw.
Wait,
Oh
are we
my god.
capturing this live? Holy shit, holy
Yes!
shit, holy
I
shit, holy
literally
shit,
just
holy
pulled
shit,
it
holy
up.
shit. The fact that we're
There's
recording right now, holy. Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my fucking god! Oh
I
my
am
fucking
like
god!
beside myself. I'm gonna reblog it. What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, Allison just posted. This is staying in. Allison just posted. Angel, please help me find her. She used to see this shit. I'm literally blowing up Angel's DMs like a toxic ass boyfriend. My god, so insane. Hang on. Everyone tagging me. Hang on. I am recording the pod.
Ah!
Oh my god. I am.
I thought I was
I have
hallucinating.
44 messages right now, all
I
from
have like
Allison.
17.
Oh my god.
Get
Oh my
out
god.
of
Oh my
here.
god. Oh my god. Holy fucking shit.
This is so cute.
Holy shit. The way she is snuggled into him. Girl.
Oh my gosh.
Holding the
The
microphone
one
away.
of them smiling at her is so like gosh.
We have my live reaction on tape. Oh my god, this is history has been made. Holy fucking
Yay!
shit. Oh my
I'm
god, the
speechless.
gift. Wait, he's kissing
There's a
her cheek?
gift.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. I can't do this right now.
Ah!
Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. 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 Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to throw up.
I'm
What
gonna
the
puke.
heck?
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna post in Kingdom Nation that we are recording.
What in the... Ah!
Holy fucking
There's more.
shit. The gift.
Oh my gosh, she's blushing. That's so
She's
cute.
blushing furiously. Oh my god. Allison's so fucking funny in the DMs right now. Dude, oh my god, how are we supposed to just go back to the pod? Oh my god, no.
I blacked out. I'm so sorry I called you
I
Allison.
I am like, I'm on the astral plane actually. Like, I don't know. Like, why her little smile? It's also the way that like there were fans around. Like these
This
there are
happened.
kingdom shippers in their midst. Like, oh my god, I have a fucking panic attack.
They're both blushing.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Seriously, wait, the kiss on the fucking cheek. I can't do this. I can't do this right now. He is grinning at her. Boy, control it. Listen, I don't think we lose anymore.
Does she come out of the stage you were with him?
Girl, I don't fucking know. I have nothing appropriate to say. This is insane. What the fuck? Also, the power of fangirls that a photo of two people standing next to each other who are like known friends and we're just losing our fucking mind. Oh my god. Thank you for alerting me. This is going up in history with the night that the fucking leaks dropped and I had to go on. And Allison and Allison After Dark, my bestie. I can't believe you got your reaction on fucking audio on the pod.
I can't even think of words.
Neither can I.
They both look so cute, and I'm pretty sure she came out of the stage door.
What the fuck? Do you think she was backstage? I'm gonna die in this fucking
I think
house.
I'm trying to look at the thing. Oh my gosh, that's wild. I'm so like thankful that I'm so chronically online that I got to see this as it was happening.
I'm so thankful that we were recording.
Yes, so I could play it back.
Well, it's gonna be like very like I'm gonna like put in the
Like,
description. I'm gonna be like PSR live reaction to the PD's image, and it's like no, we're recording the fucking pod right now. Like, dude, this is crazy. Oh my god, look at them. Look at how she's blushing. Does she giggle in the video? What the fuck?
I think so. They both look like they're blushing to me.
They're both they're like she's like snuggled into him.
It's so cute. Look at the height difference.
Height difference is I'm fucking feral. Yeah, she came out of the stage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is real life, dude. To think we ever lose. To think we've ever lost a day in our lives. You know what I mean? Like, actually, fucking joking. It's finally happening. I'm going to be sick.
I'm gonna throw up.
Same. How are we supposed to go back to like talking? Oh my god, her little bag, the way she is like tucked into him, and his little thumbs up. That's boyfriend Mel and Frank. I'm sorry.
I can't even.
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to cut so much of this out. It's just us saying.
It's okay. No, it can be its like own little side.
No, literally, I'm going to be like, hey, the episode's 2.5 hours long because 35 minutes of this was us freaking out. Sorry. I'm gnawing on the bars of my fucking enclosure. Same. I like them grinning, the blush.
I was really not expecting. I really thought that she probably went and seen him, like, and just didn't,
We were literally posting about this today. We were at like 9 a.m. I'm sure I could probably find the fucking timestamps in Kingdom Nation. We were like, oh, she went in like a trench coat and a mustache.
Yes!
We were joking because she's been to everyone else's place. She went to Issa's.
I can't even. I'm not going to be able to function after this. I can't make thoughts. I don't know.
No, I'm going to have to like take a melatonin to go to sleep because I'm going to be kicking my feet so furiously. I also just like, we have like 4 pictures of them together. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Now we have a video. We haven't had a video since like season 2 pro since that like season 2 pro.
The hug at the awards.
Into his fucking side, Paige. Snuggled in, tucked in, 3 apples tall. We're gonna die in this house.
You are. I'm already dead.
I'm dead. Actually, like TV, Tom Brady's our TV gremlin found dead in a ditch. Angel found dead in a fucking ditch. Take me to the hospital I work at. I need compressions. Like, I'm gonna die. Also, when I say
Allison's killing me with these posts.
Allison, you're here in spirit, my queen.
This is it. Really is reminding us of the drop. Okay, of
Dude,
the sneak, the leak.
dude, when the fucking lake dropped, I'll never forget it.
Oh, there's the video.
Oh, you found it?
Allison just posted it. Oh my
She
god, it's so cute.
the cheering there. Half of the people here are Kingdom shippers, by the way. The people watching him are all Kingdom shippers. I hope he knows that.
Yes, I think he does. I think he.
Aww. I wonder if they were like, we're giving the fans what they want. Like, did you hear that whoop in the background?
No, I didn't turn the sound on. I was just watching it without. Oh my god, do they say things?
No, they don't say anything. They're silent. But with the sound on, you can hear that when he goes to hug her, all the girls in the crowd are whooping.
Woo! That's so cute. Her hair looks so long.
Listeners at home, we are so fangirl pilled and so kingdom pilled that these photos have made it low-key impossible for us to continue recording. And we are now going to do a part 2 where we get to all your lovely asks. So thank you to the person whose ask made it in before the P-Dear's pictures dropped. We love you with our whole heart.
Yes.
Allison
Sorry,
with Allison
guys.
After Dark. Shout out to you, girl. You are my hero, and I love you. You know that. You know that. The invisible string bestie. Like, we know. Okay. And thank you so much. We will see you soon. Okay, guys. Bye. Thank you.